I guess. Don't know what dots I got. Let me see. Hobo cup. Forget. Yes. I ain't gonna collect bottles anymore. Humpty Dumpty. We go with that one. Ebrard. See what happens now. You got anything to say or not?
Hola, wandering man.
Mañana, no. Was it that I needed here for the loan? I got some points. Maybe I can succeed. Just to check that then the Ebrard.
Welcome back,
Conceptualization.
gentlemen. What can I do for you?
Art degree useless. Conceptualization. Okay, now I got one skill point only. Alright. I get a few levels, 3, 4 levels, then I can come here. Let's do a card.
Mr. Now, what can Everard Clare do for
Nail
you
the
today?
signatures you asked me to get.
No, you didn't. I know the mailman, Harry. I know everyone and everything that happens in this town, and I know there's no letter in that mailbox yet. Just like I know you'll get it done. Once you stop horsing around,
Mailbox.
let me know when it's done.
Where is the mailbox?
Yes,
Huh?
the little cul-de-sac on the coast, where all
Does
the
it?
men have drowned, in either the sea or the bottle. A gloomy place, doesn't have that union attitude.
Nah. Near. Fucking hell, I
You
fucked
already
it
know.
up.
By all means, Harry.
Near. from a backup. I need a mailbox. The fuck is it? Should be in front of Whirling. At least I think so. Is this the mailbox? It looks like it.
The dented yellow mailbox greets
It
you
is.
with its graffito, bullet holes, and an RCM sticker.
Drop the white envelope in the
You
mailbox.
drop the white envelope in the darkness. It lands with a soft thud on what's about a week's worth of mail as collected in there. They'll empty this very soon. Probably did the right thing. You can't trust that slug Everard. You know he's going to play you somehow.
All right, let's go back to Everard. If we don't mention anything to him, he won't know before it's too late.
How the fuck do you know? We go to Everard. I need to go up, speak with Klassia. See what happens now. There's a lot to do in Whirling now. Really a lot. But I would resolve Everard and Church first.
Mr. Dubois, I hear the meeting with Titus was a glowing success. That's such a relief. Titus can be a handful sometimes. Now, what can Everard Clare do for you today?
Send the mail.
The Golden Boy returns once more. Wonderful. Simply wonderful, Harry. Of course. I already knew this. My friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today. You've given the children of Martinez a real future, Harry, and I feel I can finally trust you now. You're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kitsuragi. We can talk about anything. The strike, the murder, your lost gun, nothing is off the table.
See, forging that signature really paid off. Well done, sire. By guile and deceit, you're in.
Signatures I got, and now you plan to forge them out with a construction noise.
Harry, by now you should know I would never do anything tricky like that. However, if the construction noise and limited street access makes some people consider moving, well, Let's just say there'll be freshly renovated buildings near the roundabout where those poor people can finally enjoy a significant uptick in quality of life. I'm talking real affordable workers' palaces.
He proudly spreads his hands to demonstrate the size of the palaces. They're very large.
So the village is doomed.
You were there, you saw the place. A wasteland. There's nothing left. But mark my words, officers. We are going to reset it. Reset. I have big plans for Martinez, and they do not include humans living in those pig sheds on a coast. That land will be used for municipal buildings and commerce. Harry, imagine a youth centre supermarket church complex, employing hundreds, no, thousands of people. The coast will be lit up with enterprise and life. All those ruins out there turned into low-income housing. Harry, enough is enough. We're taking this district back. The war was 50 years ago, for God's sake. It's time to move on. Yes, I do. I got the centre, I got room for a retail complex, and in 4 years, I'll get the church too. The wheels are already turning, Harry. The wheels of progress. This post-war limbo, I won't stand for it. There are kids practically playing with their own feces out there. It cannot go on.
The pain is true. He's seen kids do worse than that. But will there be giant statues of the Clare brothers towering above it all? Joyce knew he was up to something.
Like the statue to yourself.
I'm not a symbolist, Harry. I'm a realist. My statue will be Martinez rebuilt. 5-story building complexes, workers on welfare, and landowners in Azon hating me. That will be my statue. And yours. We're doing this together. Damn right I am, Harry. I'm gonna make the working man as rich as she is one day. That's my job. Just like yours is to keep the peace.
A true flash of anger in him as he thinks of her.
Did you order the hangman killed?
I did not, Harry. Although I am very, very glad he's dead.
What do you gain from him being dead?
Why, a war, of course.
And what do you have to gain from a war?
Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize there is a war. Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1. And that's just Martinez. With all the unions in Revachol, and with public opinion on our side, we can hold off 2 men, or 15 men, or even 50 men. The more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The leftists hate them, the fascists hate them, even the moralists think they're in bad taste. Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or, in business terms, a dawn raid. Or wait. Is that when you still pay them something? Because we won't do that. We're not going to give nothing. We're going to take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates, the containers, that big crane, even the damn coffee maker. We're going to take all of it for the people. And fuck Wild Pines.
The word fuck rings like a gunshot from his mouth. He doesn't swear often.
So that's why you haven't let Joyce in?
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her arsehole. She has no chance. Tits from her arsehole. It's a local saying.
Actually, no, it's not.
Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now. You can go tell her if you want. It won't change the course of events. We have a significant head start. It's already happening.
Can I get my gun now?
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on me, but it had to be done.
Where is it?
An old woman has it, and let me tell you, Harry, Word on the street is she's a character, so watch out.
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy, the one he described as terrifying.
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track. Crazy stuff, Harry. Selling your gun like that? Wild. Anyway, the neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debardeurs Union. Apparently, she was waving it around at the entrance to her building.
Waving the gun around doesn't sound good. None of this does.
As I said, she's a character. I didn't have time for details. It sounds like she's unstable, but don't worry. No one got hurt.
We might be looking at someone with a medical history here. Watch out.
Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry. But she's an old lady. How dangerous can she possibly be? Oh, and she calls herself the Pigs.
I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally, someone calls themselves a pig.
Set up a meeting.
I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast. The one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never set you up for anything dangerous, but you did ask for this. Now, back to the fun stuff.
Tonight, starting 10. Near the old fish market on the coast.
She will be there from 2200 hours till 0200 hours.
More fun stuff. Seems like we already have fun stuff to do.
How many of you guys are there in the Union?
2,372. Plus yours truly, of course.
2,373 is a sizable contingent for a labor organization in Revachol.
Are you gonna fund your new independent harbor?
Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo hits the fan? The clients will ditch us. Harry, we've thought of everything.
Clients would take a well-known multinational conglomerate over a local mobster any day.
Sure, some will go, but mark my words. The company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay loyal to Martinez and to the new competitive contracts we can offer. With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites latching on. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold, exotic new revenue streams.
That's drugs.
Drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kitsuragi. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical chemical factories on the Samarin Isola. You don't need to be colonialist about it. All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities. The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad, has bad optics, may be illegal in some countries. The Debardeurs Union, however, we're all about the large volume column.
In bulk shipping, large volume column is a major buyer, a shark.
We're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. So your sick kid can get his Benefed and your wacky uncle doesn't have to come off risperidone.
Benefed is a children's cold medicine, usually apricot flavored, and risperidone is used to treat severe psychosis.
And the kids on the street can get speed and pyrrolidone.
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but I have no idea about the things you just mentioned. But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share. And I'd keep that stuff far away from Martinez.
He's basically admitting to it.
What about the murder?
You know why you're such a good detective, Harry. You don't get sidetracked. You care about the people you're supposed to protect, not some systems that may or may not be unethical. Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbour's turnover, just like the harbour is, but a small part of Martinez. Let's look at the big picture. Martinez as a whole. There are little girls out there with dreams of making music. Young mothers who want to start businesses. Models who want to walk catwalks and steel welders who want to weld steel. I'm gonna unite them all into one economic body. We're gonna incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's gonna be in on the wealth, and everyone's gonna pull their weight.
Let's keep focusing on the drug trade. He was almost admitting to it.
No, Harry. That's boring. All right, it's gone. The hypothetical raw materials trade is off the table. It's such a small and insignificant slice of revenue, I'm cutting it. Boys, Harry felt queasy about it. We're not doing it. Can we talk about my beautiful incorporated Martinez and its many-sided business ventures now? This bold new vision of incorporated socialism I'm offering? Harry, the future I have in store for Martinez will have all the macho aesthetics you love so much. The crowns, the guns. I will even slip in a skull and bones for you, my friend.
Oh yeah, skull and bones. Skull and bones on the Revacholian flag. The Revacholian Death Squad. Oh yeah, the visual image has completely bedazzled you. You're 100% with Everard now.
We're way past specific union members now. This is the big time. We're talking about the future of Revachol here, Harry. You can bother Leonard with that. He loves to run his mouth on such matters. But I'm in big-time mode, Harry.
There's something different about him now. He's more vibrant, more alive in his big-time mode.
Great, Harry, great. I think we've truly built a bridge between Martinez and Jamrock today. We have united the RCM and the Debarders Union. This has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together, but if you ever feel like bouncing something off me, my door is always open. I'm always happy to... Very nice...
That's all with Everard for now. So... what should I do next? Check whirling, I guess. Clear the church. At 10 we're gonna get the gun. After 10. Got 8 more hours to spend till then. I'm curious about one thing. Is there a side entrance to this freaking building? this here. But no side entrance. And these two buildings are connected. Let me check here. The fuck are you now?
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod. He smiles. It's almost like music. You see a heavy steel door with the door that
Can't close the door. A lot of characters in Werglia.
Hi, gendarme. Another
Smoker in the
rendezvous.
book.
Hi, hi. So what brings you here?
it's the sports.
Short pause. Be right back in 5 minutes. Been playing for 3 hours without a break. Short pause. Alright. I know it's off. Speaking with my wife. I recovered, yeah. It's gonna take 2 or 3 more days, but I should be fine.
Hi, gendarme. Hi. So what brings you?
Could he be a member of the homosexual underground?
Homosexual underground.
Yes, this man is definitely one of the homos. I've seen them homos with my own eyes. Just pointing it out. We're not talking about some kind of cult with members here. You made it up.
I'm not bringing it up, let it go.
Hmm?
What are you doing here?
Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer?
Here to kick some ass, solve the case I'm working on.
Well, here's to you.
Tell me again about that muscular type who came to investigate a crime.
Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building, asking questions.
What did you tell him?
Nothing. That I didn't see anything.
He believed you.
Why shouldn't he?
Tell him about your friend,
What friend?
your Sunday friend.
No, I don't think it came up.
What did he look like?
Muscular, handsome, strong, like one of those military types.
Was he alone?
Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece.
Earpiece?
Yes, you know those tiny speaker microphones that fancy security guards sometimes wear. Just reporting back whatever I was telling him. Oh, let me think. He had an accent. He sounded like one of those mercenaries. He sounded vaguely Oranese. No, not vaguely, scratch that. He sounded definitely Oranese.
Right.
Sure. Anything
Met your
else on
Sunday
your mind?
friend.
You did? And how did you like him?
I didn't. He's a government official.
Ah, shoot. Why not?
Who is he?
A visitor from the first world. He's not like you and me, gendarme. He can owe to his opportunities in Occident, sur la clé. Still, his coming and going brings some life to the village. Or is it just money? I don't know.
What are you two?
Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Friends who like to get together from time to time. Bet he won't be there when times get tough, I guess. It is. On Sundays. He has keys. And he likes the view. To the sea, I mean. Hmm? What about me? Bye-bye, gendarme.
This is a breakthrough.
Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center. You're at home, stupid cop. Not with the art crowd. You hate them. Everyone hates them. Even they hate themselves. It's nauseating. An industry built on sprezzatura and sparkling wine. And, let's be honest, tax evasion schemes. The Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center is the heart of this unholy symbiosis of aesthetics and tax optimization. And now that you've internalized it, you can have a piece too.
My suggestion dropped. Huh. For the bonus XP. That fucking sucks. Return her husband.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you. Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie, Meskin origin. The pin is an antique, quite special.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes. You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the phasmid, of course, is more important.
Yes, I saw it, but like I already told you, dear, you're welcome, sweetie.
You know,
Of course, officers. Is there a particular cryptid you two are interested in learning about?
Point at the tie.
No. It's the cryptid. Oh, yes. The 8-eyed Teratorn, the largest flying avian ever discovered, with a wingspan of 11.5 meters. It was thought to have gone extinct 3,500 years ago. Some even doubted the fossils were real. A mutation, they said. Until...
After this go, I don't know. Don't have a clue.
Mutation? All of evolution is a mutation.
Until it was cited by renowned Gottwaldian explorer and naturalist Uwe Plattenkalk in
This renown seems a bit dubious. Your own catalogue comes up completely empty. But, of course, you are not all-knowing.
It happened on a botanical expedition into the vast and unexplored Oamrau Canyon in southeast Ilmara. Dr. Plattenkalk got separated from his group during a sandstorm. The world's largest canyon system, sweetie. It's a barren waste east of the Erg Desert. An ancient riverbed completely dried up. Alone in the blasted desert heat, the doctor wandered eastward, where man hasn't stepped foot in over 1,000 years. Since the fall of Pericarnassus, he was lost, without any navigation equipment and desperately low on water. After a day or two, he noticed a bird high in the noon sky. A great black bird. It seemed gargantuan. Every now and then, the bird would dive down to feed on an animal carcass somewhere on the horizon. But by the time Uwe got there, the Teratorn had taken off already, and the carcass was picked clean. This happened many times.
Eat the bird. Uva. It's the only way to survive.
Yes, or rather, hunting. A bird that big has a lot of blood in it, and he was dying of thirst. For many days, Dr. Plattenkalk followed the Teratorn until they reached a great canyon wall where the bird finally landed to rest. The professor climbed up there with a rock in his hand. He found the bird sleeping with his head tucked under its wing, a great black pile of feathers on the perch. So he approached, slowly squeezing the rock in his fist.
Watch out.
Then the Teratorn suddenly looked at him. He could see it had 8 eyes, 4 on either side of its skull, like a spider. And the man couldn't move. He was paralyzed, frozen into place with the rock in his hand. Whatever he did, he could not get closer to the bird. The bird was controlling his mind. It kept him from approaching. He could step back, but every time he stepped forward, paralysis. Uwe spent 3 days trying until the bird flew away. The 8-eyed Teratorn was indifferent to him, as long as he didn't get closer than 2 steps. It even let him feed on some carcasses up there, and the 2 unfertilized eggs it left behind. Absolutely, sweetie. Cryptozoologists have been tracing it ever since, but Wamrau is vast, mysterious, and holds many secrets.
Modern radar telemetry shows great promise. We will confirm this one by the end of the decade, latest.
this one I liked. Not only does it have 8 eyes, and is a living fossil, and the largest bird ever to live, it also does mind control.
He's sincere. He likes the audacity of it.
Sadly, yes. But there are numerous reports.
Not really.
This one's very famous. Everyone knows it. People will be
I need to run through all of this.
Hello, sweetie.
Cryptids.
So nice to see you again. Of course, dear. Is there a particular cryptid
The most
that
dangerous
you're interested?
cryptid?
The gnome of Jeroma.
The gnome of Jeroma.
Oh, yes. None of it.
I
It
know
was
what a
a
gnome
cryptid.
is.
All I can no. It's the ape
Mute.
and
This renown seems...
of course no. The ape
Mute.
and
This renown...
of course, sweetie. Cryobac, yes. The back. Michanu disappeared shortly after injecting herself with Oh yes, the ape
Mutate.
and
This renown...
of course, sweetie. That would be the giant lives in the no one knows.
Hui.
That's what they're
Gravity anomaly. Digging it. Digging this parascientific stuff right here.
I'm glad you like.
That's all there is with cryptids.
I couldn't possibly shower thanks on you as enthusiastically as my wife has. But I am grateful for your assistance, officer.
He tries to play it cool. Remain professorial. But
I checked
inside,
all the traps.
Good. Okay. And?
One of them is empty.
Completely empty?
Yes.
No locusts? No fat.
That's not ideal, but
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
she's engaging in a well-known self-deception called motivated reasoning. You should correct.
Of course, more clever.
yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps, make them more secure.
Another trip to the reeds.
I appreciate your concern, officer, but please leave this to the expert.
You're jabbing at the soft underbelly of his psyche. He realizes he's gotten defensive.
Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened? Some kind of foul play might be afoot. Theft?
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but...
Damn it, Lieutenant. Have you no intellectual curiosity? Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person. Hands small enough to fit inside the trap. You should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno.
A little hooligan. But what would a child want with bags?
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
I'll talk to the little gremlin.
Delinquents, my favorite.
Oh, you've been such a dear
Talk
to
to
us.
Kuno about the
Please
insects.
let us know whatever you turn up.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
After this is your last chance to talk to Gary.
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs. Morel, It's been fun, really. But I need a bath, and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run.
No need to apologise, Geary. You'd be more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of Sue's Rainty today, though. We're gonna follow this through.
He keeps the language unemotional, but
With Gary, I think this is Gary.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
Gary, do you know how to turn back time?
Do I know how to turn back time? Is that a trick question?
the lieutenant crosses his arms and turns to look at you. You'd better be going somewhere case-related with this. He gave you a question for an answer. Must mean the answer's obvious.
Yes, Gary, a trick, now humor me.
Phew. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, of course there are theories out there.
What kind?
Well, there's a very interesting cryptid known as the Semper Ma, and a certain tribe of ancient kits who practice digital castigation. Though, frankly, I don't know how compelling you'll find that theory. And then you hear rumors that the Seolites possess technology that actually lets them move through time like it's a corridor. Back and forth, you see.
You really think they can move through time?
Well, how else did they get so far ahead of everyone in the tech race?
I don't have a fucking clue.
I can tell you it isn't something easy and immediately obvious. That's for sure. No way. That would be too easy.
What's their secret then?
Isn't it obvious? Someone's been feeding them a little trickle of tech down from someplace no one else can reach.
From the blue door in the whirling?
The blue? No, the future. The Seolites are helping themselves from the future. And every little incremental improvement they receive in the present has major ripples all along the timeline. That creates a loop, right? The more advanced tech they send here, the more advanced they become in the future. Which means that by smuggling ever more advanced tech down to the past, I'm sure you can see where this is heading.
Within this self-contained logic bubble, a loop. He is not wrong.
Now that is a paradox. I'm telling you, the truth can't be contained. People are starting to wake up and take notice.
You notice the lieutenant flinch and rub his forehead as if hit by a sudden migraine.
That said, if you're interested in manipulating time personally, I suggest you consider the Semper Ma, or digital castigation.
What's the digital castigation?
Well, essentially it's a grief ritual practiced by certain ancient Seminese tribes. Traditionally, after the death of a village leader, the bereaved are supposed to cut off a segment of their own fingers. What makes it really disturbing is the fact that they bite off bits of their children's fingers too. Even babies. Imagine that.
What does any of this have to do with turning back time, Gary?
I'm getting there. See, the practice is derived from Seminese finger counting. Each segment of the finger represents 1 hour, so they count up to 12 with one hand, disregarding the thumb, of course.
Absolute nonsense across the board.
By removing one segment from their fingers, they remove the corresponding hour from their life. That's what they believe, anyway.
So you're saying if I cut off both my hands, I can go back to yesterday?
No. There's a discrepancy between how these Seminoles tribes count and how they tell time. As I explained, they count up to 12 on their fingers, but they divide the day into 15 parts. But that's a whole other discussion.
One you absolutely don't have time for. Let's be done with this idiocy.
Gary, you owe me at least a finger or two for all my time you wasted.
Oh, well, there's still the Semper Ma.
Tell me about Semper Ma.
Cryptids, actually. It's a so-called colonial animal, presenting as a large singular body when in actuality, it's a congregation of tiny organisms working in unison. It's found in the subtropical jungles of Sumatra. Extremely difficult to spot as it appears to the untrained eye like common mud. It's thought to be impossible to catch. I once heard a story about a whole village disappearing overnight without a trace. Can you imagine that? Just a large patch of mud. Whole area is completely abandoned now. Locals won't even go near it. They swear the mud writhes and occasionally grows strange
I
shapes.
asked you about temporal manipulation, not mud.
I'm getting there, officer. You see, the Semper Ma has also evolved a curious defensive mechanism. When threatened, it has the ability to revert back to an earlier stage in its own life cycle. It may even be able to do this continually, ad infinitum. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. It's believed that the mechanism by which the Semper Ma reverts actually reverses the flow of time itself by about 4.5 seconds. Well, you see, the fascinating thing about it is that this temporal reversion is said to extend to anything touching the Semper Ma at the moment of reversal. And attack it over and over again, you could theoretically punch your way back to the Franco-Nigerian era.
Like a submarine fueled by suffering.
There's balance in nature. Gary Man was not meant to play God.
Assuming you survive the encounter.
Two achievements.
But that's way down the line, of course.
Godly authority. You're fucking kidding. What's the authority? %8 chance. Fuck. What's even worse if I go for reloads every time I need to wait for him to get up.
Hey, was there something you needed? Another thing. Great. Yes.
Kuno. Church. Those two are next.
Kuno care?
You don't happen to know anything about any missing locusts?
No, Kuno doesn't give a fuck about bugs.
So he knows locusts are bugs.
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame!
Shut up, see.
Now they're gonna take you to lame prison!
You kids are in trouble.
Deny everything, Kuno. You need to lawyer up.
Kuno's not gonna say anything without his lawyer present.
There's definitely something going on here. Remember his pig's head shack? You should check it out.
Kuno doesn't...
And that will be this. And there is something over there now, so... What's with the shack? Crowing with locusts in here.
All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky air. The earthen floor of the shack has been shaped into mounds of mud, dotted with little holes for windows, like skyscrapers, spires of dirt and sand rising. Accommodations for their insectoid inhabitants.
Well, detective, it appears you've solved the case of the locusts. For the missing locust case, which is a sub-case of the imaginary insect case. So at least that's going well. Yes, I feel we are nearing a real breakthrough. If anything, the presence of the locust points to the opposite. The phasmid did not take the bait from the traps. It was Kuno. The phasmid doesn't exist. But what do I know?
Use your powers of deduction. You knew the magic bug was nowhere near here. The phasmid is impairing your judgment.
I'll let you handle the Kuno side of things. You are doing just fine.
Is there anything on the roof? I guess not.
Does Kuno care?
Now you take the locust from the traps the cryptozoologist set up.
Yeah. Kuno took the bugs, so what?
Why steal them?
They're not pets. Don't you know what locusts are? When they come out of the fucking sky. Fucking descendant shit.
Stop!
You stop. It's like they're fucking night. Locust City, Night City, City of Rage.
There's a tug of war over the name of his fantastical city. It's almost too big for his imagination. The girl forces herself to watch again, the corners of her eyes twitching from discomfort.
Kuno, the pig wants to help you. Oh, that's how lame it is. Please just don't say you're...
An artist? Maybe I am an artist. You hear that, everyone? I'm a fucking artist now.
Did he just say I? Kuno usually calls Kuno, Kuno.
Kuno made Kuno. Kuno says whatever the fuck he wants. There are no rules here, pig. I fucking say I when I wanna, and Kuno when I wanna. Kuno's free. Kuno's free to fucking die, bitch.
This is what he sometimes does when things get tense.
Oh my god, Kuno! He's gonna make you totally lame Don't let him, Kuno.
Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own man. Kuno's free. Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno can make himself into a pig if he wants. Kuno can make himself into a... Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno. You'll have to take me away.
In it, you hear snow melting, dripping from the eaves. Someone closing a window. Without a word, she disappears entirely behind the fence. For once, the boy is lost for words. He turns completely red now, with splotches of white beginning to appear across his face. You got him. Now convince him to leave the cryptozoologist's traps alone.
I have to ask, what does the city of locusts mean?
It don't mean anything. It's shit. Kuno just likes to focus. Kuno likes to concentrate on shit. Build shit when he's zipping hard. Fuck. Pig, you really shouldn't have fucked with Kuno City. Now it's all fucking lame.
I need to stop taking locusts from the traps.
I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway. Shit is all lame now. C was right.
The girl's face appears again, above the fence, just long enough to make eye contact with Kuno. She doesn't know whether to be glad because Kuno is finally convinced of the lameness, or more worried because of his continued use of the first person singular. Kuno is Kuno, not I.
Kuno's gonna let the fucking locusts die. The fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps?
He recognizes the name.
You know what an Insulindian phasmid is.
Bitches think Kuno doesn't know shit. The fuck out of here. Kuno's tired of this shit.
As you leave, you notice his usual rooster-like swaying posture has changed. Slowed down, like clockwork unwinding.
Back to whirling.
Oh, hello, sweetie.
I think it's with him.
Hello, officer.
Had a chat
I
with his
think
kid.
I almost have it. So he was just a child.
Thank you for telling us, sweetie. This is good news, right? It means...
She acts chipper, but something's changed in her. Something is secretly gnawing at her confidence. It's not this Kuno kid.
Yeah, you're right. We just need to restock the empty trap. Then we'll need to inspect the traps one more time. And then maybe we can.
He has a 38-degree fever. His resilience has given way.
Darling, I told you to take it easy. You're getting sick. Maybe it's time to go home.
You're right, you're right. We can come back next season, when it's warmer.
That's just something people tell themselves when they fail.
Come too far to quit. I'm gonna restock the trap. Let's do this, accept enthusiastically.
We are getting really carried away with this, aren't we? Fine. It's better than having these people get pneumonia on the coast. But after this...
He wants to see this tale through as much as you. Otherwise, he'd have stopped this already. But he cannot let it drag out after this.
Really? It's too much, officer.
What Morel means is we're grateful for your help.
Here's a fresh fractured locust. They should slide right down the funnel. And thank you again.
I'm going that way because of the church, so I can do it. It's not gonna take way too much time. 10 minutes stops. What I wanna know now is if I can do something with the wall. Why the high check here? With this one.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
58% now. It will work.
Just an ordinary wall. You have no
Work in time, but it has to work. 28 is not a lot. Plus I can invest if I want. It was 3% on day one.
Just an ordinary wall. You have no
Will fucking work.
Just an ordinary wall. You have no. Just an ordinary wall. You have no.
Motherfucker.
Just an ordinary wall. You have no. Just an ordinary wall, because this is no ordinary wall. It is sublime. Look at it. The shadows, the colors. All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this, the uncontested pinnacle of wallcraft, color peeled from the very face of God. O wall father.
Oh, wall father. I must paint this wall. Add even more beauty to it.
Huh? He sounds tired of it all. You already have the heavy fuel oil to use as paint. It's red. And Cindy the Skull has a paintbrush. This is on.
Sure. If you must.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural? I don't believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners. They'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place.
Can I be a skull?
Fat chance. But you can still do your part to revitalize the neighborhood.
She throws you a conspiratorial glance, then presses her finger to her lips and squints up at the sky, as though straining to hear something in the distance.
Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, you might hear a gunshot pierce the air somewhere in Jamrock. But in Martinez, no gunshots, no sirens. The people are languishing in boredom and complacency. This place is a sepulchre. We'll paint it red. We bring the raucous. You bring the sirens. Ooh. All, nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
The inspiration will come to her once hell is set loose on the streets. It's too calm right now.
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me. Shoot, Piggy.
I have a
It's
paintbrush.
what you what for?
For art.
Well, if it's for art, but what kind of art are we talking about?
Grand art.
Let me
Art
stop you
deluxe.
right there, Piggy. You have no idea, do you? No idea. No brush? Fuck off. There, Piggy. I guess art just isn't really you. 'Cause you suck in life and in everything.
Fuck. Conceptualization.
Hello again, officers. Have you...
Now this shit needs to work. She fucking stubborn.
Give me a moment.
The wall will now silently repeat the message for a decade or so, until the sea air degrades the paint, adding another layer of detritus to the city.
Very poetic. Real poetry. Should we return to our murder investigation? I hear there's a really bad one we are supposed to solve.
Alright, that shit is done. We're gonna go south towards the church. Yeah, there's traps also. I need to fill them with locusts.
The locusts aren't doing all too well.
Where am I supposed to wash the jacket?
Yes, what is it?
Offside copy.
Yes?
Brought you the filament.
Thanks. Looks like it's the one. Now I'm going to print it out to see what's left of it.
What are you even hoping to find?
I have a theory. Lintel was able to divine the location of the anomaly from this broken copy. I want to repeat their calculation, only this time with better equipment. Watch. What an intricate display of failure.
The paper starts filling out with ink, soaking it in a gleaming blackness. Not a single line of data stands out. This is wrong. Machines shouldn't behave like that. It's the abyss staring back at you.
To the right. This should do the trick.
What? She only wants you to follow instructions. Nothing intellectually stimulating. In this task, a child could do it. Yes, but you like moving things around. Moving things around is calming.
Come on. It's not about your brain. Even I couldn't figure it out on my own. Can you please just go and move the water balls for me? Thanks.
Alright. Which one should I move? Does it says in the task. Move the water balls to the right position or back.
It's awfully silent again, as if someone turned off the entire world outside those walls. Measurements have been marked down around the bowls, each chalk-drawn line representing a centimeter on the floor. Oh boy, this is going to be good. It moves like a ghost without creating a single trace of sound. This task is an insult to your mental skills. Some water spills out of the bowl, wetting the floor. The lead programmer sends you an encouraging thumbs up from across the hall. Time to run back, or maybe walk. This is a sacred place after all.
Yes, what is it?
Move the balls.
Great. Everything should be aligned now. Yeah, let's do it. Now the only thing left to do is to unmute the headphones. If we got the location right, we should then be able to hear whatever sound this anomaly makes.
If you hear some noise, that's my wife in the kitchen. Making something, I don't know what she's doing.
Honestly, I'm a little scared. I don't know. That's what I'm scared of. I don't know. I mean, what sound does the nothing make? How can you even listen to something that doesn't exist? What if silence is only what surrounds it, but the swallow itself is... Maybe I'm just tired.
Let's think about this logically. Why would nothing be terrifying if it's, well, nothing?
Because it reminds us of death. And we humans tend to think that death is pretty scary. Yeah, you're right. Let's do it.
The lieutenant takes a step back, and then nothing happens. As Sona Lokinen-Kilda presses unmute on her keyboard. Nothing but silence. You can hear some small animal cross the floor in the chancel. It's that quiet in the sanctuary. She doesn't answer, her eyes closed and brows knitted together in a state of deep focus, one hand cupping the headphone.
Damn it.
Well, at least the world seems to be still alright.
Yeah. Nothing happened. Let's move on.
Despite her fear, she was hoping for something extraordinary to take place.
No. My hypothesis was wrong. According to this, I should have heard something if I got the coordinates right. Like I said, silence is only what surrounds it. But this is just another failure. Silence sounds like silence. That's all it is. You can try on the headphones. See if you can hear anything. But don't get your hopes up.
This can't be it. You should have a listen.
Listen.
Everything disappears. You are draped in silence like a drowning man staring into his puny little headspace. And then the pressure changes.
Can I hear anything?
It feels like flying on an aerostatic, or when your ears pop, or like a subtle difference in the atmosphere. A weather change hanging in the air. What if the sound you're looking for is too low for you to hear it?
A better sound system? Alright, but where would we get one?
Suddenly, a rhythmic beat permeates the walls, causing a small patch of decorative stucco to crumble onto the wooden floor.
They should really allocate some renovation funds to this place.
No. What they really should do is shut down the disco men for disturbing neighborhood
Bloody
peace.
hell, I need to buy the speakers, they're 50 real.
You mean the speed freaks?
Or them.
Of course. The speed freaks. They have a fantastic sound system. And you think they would help me?
They would if you wouldn't mind them moving in with you.
I guess I could live through a week or two of peaceful coexistence. Sure. Let me know how it goes.
To the tent.
I see. Hi again. So, goodbye, officer.
The large
Incremental.
I think it's him.
Hi again.
Speak about the church.
Yes? What's the deal?
Managed to convince Sona.
We are grateful, Copman. You're a true ally and the augury of a new era of a Nordic. That's fine. We can manage. And what about the side business? Have you made up your mind?
Refused to set up a drug lab.
Oh man, really? You're a complete ball bust. Fine, we can make do. It's going to take us a bit to move our stuff inside. A couple of hours maybe. Come check back later. Let's get...
That's that. Jesus Christ, they made a freaking disco in a church. I'm dead hungry.
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you.
You close your...
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you.
You close your...
Total darkness. Here, hove, no, or, home, there's nothing.
So raw. Yeah.
From what I...
With your view of the free...
Oh my...
With... He throws a screwdriver and a bunch of drill chucks into the core.
What?
This, the loot is open.
The code 31 emergent?
The loot.
What's happening? Good for you. What?
This worked.
What's harder core than a little...
We'll give it a shot tomorrow. I'm very curious about what's gonna happen when it works. Guys, that's gonna be it for today. I'm gonna go to eat, then I'm off to bed. It's nearly 12. People, thanks for watching. I wish you all a good night. See you back tomorrow.